Guys, Caleb here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the all-new LEGO City 2022 School Day. This set has 433 pieces and will retail you for $70 in the United States. Hopefully in this review we can clear up if this set is worth that rather steep price point or not. It is in fact a brand new 2022 set, and it's only been on the shelves for less than 2 weeks, and my sister found it at a Target, and so she picked it up with some of her Christmas money. So thank you to my sister for letting me review this set. First off, we have one of assumedly the teachers, or basically the bus driver, and what I did realize is that she is absolutely identical to the lady included in the bookshop. She's literally has the same hairpiece, same headpiece, same exact everything, which I think is very fascinating. The figure looks really good though. She has these sort of like things that I guess she uses to control like the parking of the school bus and stuff. No double side face. She does have really cool name tags sort of on her chest. A little bit of back printing, pretty standard figure, but it's interesting how it's pretty much identical to the lady in the bookshop. I also have a very nice looking teacher with this cool like maroon vest, and I do really like that. He is assumedly the teacher. I do like his hair and his big smile. Not a ton of this figure, but it's generally a very, spiffy looking guy, I think. Except we have this girl with this really cool teal vest. I also do like her haircut, and yeah, she has these sort of pink short legs. She also has a second expression, which is sort of her sleeping, which I don't really understand. She also includes her in her sort of helmet, which does look cool, and that is because this big sort of bike that she's riding, which doesn't really look too much like a bike in my opinion, but I mean, LEGO tried, and it looks, decent, I suppose. Next up, we have this little girl who I do really love her pigtails and her sort of jacket that she's wearing, as well as an apple that she's got assumedly for the teacher. She also has this really cool backpack, as well as this really sort of like friendly expression on her second face, and this is a pretty cool figure. My favorite figure in this set is this kid in this wheelchair. Wheelchairs have been lacking in LEGO City for many years, and over the past few years, LEGO has included them in most of their big sort of city sets, and this set is no exception. And I love that sort of, wheelchair people are getting, the attention that they deserve in LEGO cities and stuff. He's got this really cool hair, and yeah, he's got this really nice gaming shirt. He does not have a second expression, but I really do love that we are getting, disabled people in LEGO city sets. It's really cool to me. The kid is seemingly working for the yearbook or something, as he has this sort of, camera. He's got this nice blue jacket, as well as a red backpack, no second expression. I do like his red baseball cap, and it is a pretty decent looking figure. I love this sort of artist kid with this really dope blue hair. I really do love this blue hair, as well as a really cool like jacket with some sort of flag underneath. I do like his easel and his little paintbrush. There is no second expression to him. I do also like the backpack, and this is definitely a very cool figure. Last but definitely not least, we have a squirrel, which I honestly don't think I've ever seen in a LEGO set before, but it's absolutely adorable, and I love this little gray squirrel. Here's the school bus. I mean, it definitely gets the job done. It's very recognizable, of course, as a school bus. You have the sort of little bumper there. So this is a school bus sign. There are no the only ways to get in is through the back here, but it does have this epic sort of wheelchair minifigure symbol. So you can actually load it into there, which is so cool to me. But, there's some seats, and there's one seat, and then there's also a spot for you to put the wheelchair in, so you can just load the wheelchair into there. Very simple, just like that, and I just love how much attention they've paid to, this whole wheelchair thing, and I really do love it. You can also pop the sort of roof off as this on this, and so you can get a bit of a better look at the inside there. Definitely not a ton going on in, the school bus. Well, it doesn't need to be. It's just nice little inclusion in the set, I suppose. So this is what a $70 LEGO City school looks like in the year 2022, and I say this because unlike sort of police stations and, hospitals and stuff, LEGO City has never made a school in 15 years. So this is the first actual school that LEGO has made in 15 years for their LEGO City line, and they're just deciding to do it now in 2022. As far as the appearance of it goes, it looks like a school, basically. I mean, you've got this big sort of road, and then you have the main sort of build, and as well as this sort of side build, and a spot for, you to pick up your bus and stuff. It's very simple to drive our little school bus up to there. There's a very simple sort of spot where you can have people waiting for the bus, and there's also a little stoplight there, which is a nice little detail. We also have a little crosswalk, as well as a little bicycle symbol, which I think is really cool, as well as the actual school here, and it does even have a ramp for the wheelchair to get up. Like, they just thought of literally everything in the set for this wheelchair, and I truly do love that about this. We also have assumedly a little water fountain, which doesn't look the greatest. I'm not really sure what's up with that. We do have a little school bell, which I think is really nice, as well as a school sticker, and we also have a rock climbing wall over here, which is really, really cool. There's also a little hopscotch area here, which I think is really, really cool, as well as a small sort of bike stand, where I suppose you could park the bike, as well as a squirrel, and a little sticker of the score of assumedly the hopscotch game, which I think is a really, really cool sticker for sure. The whole school really has this very nice sort of curve to it with these interesting bricks. It's a technique that I haven't really seen done before, but I do really like it. Also some solar panels that I suppose you could put up. There's a ton of solar panels in LEGO City sets nowadays, and this set's no exception, so that's pretty cool. Now the back of the set is completely open for you to get good access to the interior. Starting off on the bottom floor is probably my favorite room. Is sort of this sort of band area where we have a little guitar, a little microphone, and a really cool drum set. I haven't really seen LEGO drum sets too often, and so it's really cool when you get to see them in sort of a LEGO City set like this. We have a nice little clock on the wall, which I believe is a new clock print, which I do really like. We also have a really cool sort of like dragging painting that assumedly the painter made, as well as some paint and stuff there. You can see the wheelchair ramp even leads all the way to the inside of here, so they truly did think of everything for this. As well as some sort of, I'm not really sure what exactly is on there. It looks like some paint, some cupcakes, sort of a band battle, movie club, all sorts of stuff like that. We also have a couple cupboards, which I think are ridiculously hard to access and open, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. There's not really anything in there, but that's just sort of storage. And this first floor generally looks really good in my opinion. The second floor is definitely more of what you would think of as sort of a school classroom. It's sort of like a science class, so you have this little microscope over there with this sort of like germ or something that they're studying, as well as this really cool like crystal piece that I've never seen before. It's incredibly detailed, and I do really like that, as well as a sort of burner with this sort of chemical on the top. We also have the classic sort of science class skeleton across the hall, which I do really like, as well as a plant, and sort of how these LEGO plants grow, which is really, really cool. I mean, it has like the seed and everything, like it's just very, very detailed sort of little stickers in the set, which I do enjoy. It has two identical desks, which don't really do too much for me. They're very, very basic and sort of chunky, but we do have this really, really cool sort of thing about how atoms bond and stuff, and that looks really, really cool. The whole science board does in fact flip around, so you can look at the rotations of the LEGO planets on here, which is so cool. But you can't pick it up just by the school. Well, you can, except it puts so much pressure on these that a ton of the time, you know, if you grab it from here, the sidewalks are gonna crack, and yeah, you can basically only grab it from the school because this sort of pavement area is incredibly fragile, and even then I'm grabbing it just like by the bottom. It's very weak, and these pavement pieces are coming off, let alone you have to carry the bus and these 7.5 minifigures that come with it. And so it's just sort of a nightmare picking this set up. So at the end of the day, can I go ahead and recommend the LEGO City School Day for you? I think I'm going to go ahead and say, heck yes, go for it. This is a surprisingly charming set. As the first LEGO City School ever, it's obviously not as great as sort of like a modular building would be, but it's a very, very good set for kids to play around with. Less than 500 pieces for $70 just feels very expensive to me. I feel like 40, 50, dollars would be perfect. I feel like 60 would even be like, ugh, that's a little bit expensive, but 70 just feels just too expensive for this set. And with the rotor plate system, it's not exactly the most stable set in the world, so you're gonna have trouble sort of transporting it around your city. But at the end of the day, I think it's kind of hard to knock this set just for that, because it is a generally good set. I want to see more LEGO schools in city, like every 4 or 5 years. I want to see a school. I want to see a bigger school. The interior feels like it could have been bigger for $70, but it's a very, very good start. I'm going to give it a solid 82 out of 100. Definitely not a perfect set, but it's a pretty good one. Let me know your thoughts on the LEGO City 2022 School Day in the comment section below. The Seabird Productions sign off for now. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my latest content. I will see you guys later. Peace.